Mute.
Did my counter go down? I didn't even see it come up at all.
Yeah, I saw it ticking in.
Yeah, it went down.
See, there's a delay because it's on my screen right now. All right. Typical.
You got the StreamYard.
Hey, everybody, how's it
going?
going?
The YouTube window up?
I got StreamYard up. That's all I have up. Because that way I can see all the chats from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Hey, everybody, how's it going? John here with Wood If I Could, Scroll Saw, Design, Portraits, blah, 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 Woodwork, and everything else have you. In the chat, in the panel with us today, we got Jameson. Introduce yourself, Jamie.
Sergeant Shoot from Sergeant Shoot's Wood Creation on Facebook.
He's not a real sergeant, though. We'll let him go with that, though. And here we got Justin.
Well,
hey,
I'm a former sergeant.
Justin. Yeah, but it was Marines, though. It's not real.
Oh. Okay. Moving on.
Justin, tell me where they can find you at.
There you go. Yeah, Job Turns Wood, Just Turning Therapy, Just Enough Shed Therapy. I changed my name so often, I'm not sure anybody can find me anymore, but that's cool.
Yeah, I actually just saw that. It says Just Enough. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I just saw that. So we got apparently we got 4 people watching. We got nobody in the chat right now. So anybody got any questions or comments, throw them out there. We'll be sure and answer them. We were just talking about vibration and leveling the table that you just saw. Now the thing is most of the times most people either have them on a stand that it comes with, or they build their own stand for it, or they set it on a table. And the thing is that if you set it on a table, you really don't want to screw it down your table, but it's actually better if you do, or clamp it on your table. But the thing is, your table and your saw are going to bounce and vibrate at the same time. Mine is actually on my stand that it came with. It's on the floor. It's got rubber feet on it, which is one advantage because the rubber helps to reduce the vibration on it. And also because I have it set into my table, because I have it, I cut out my table and have my table flat to my, well, it's supposed to be flat to my top. It's not flat. It's supposed to be flat to my top, but I still have to put my spacers in so I can adjust my whole table. See that? Yep. So that my table will be flush with my tabletop, and that'll actually reduce some more vibration because it's basically attached to the table at that point. So, like I was telling Justin, there's an actual vibration test you can do. A coin on edge on your table, turn your saw on, and you can do it on low and all the way up to high to see how much vibration you have on your table. You can actually do it on your table saw as well. And to adjust the wobble on your table saw, basically add shims on your arbor to stop your saw from doing that. So you can do, I believe you can do it on jointer as well. I don't believe you can do it on your planer, but that's another show about getting rid of snipe on your planer.
Yeah.
So today, what question? What? I heard somebody.
No, I just did. Yeah. Be good.
Okay. But I do know that on my my planer that I had snipe, and I adjusted my tables according to all the videos and stuff. Adjust your outfeed table up and adjust your infeed table down a bit, blah blah blah, and everything else. You still end up with snipe, so you can actually build a secondary table that'll spread across past your front and your back outfeed tables. That way you get a lot less snipe, but you still end up with a little bit of snipe. Always try and make your wood longer than what you need before you do final cuts on it anyway. So today, myself and Shaylee from Midnight Scroll Her are doing a virtual classroom, Scroll Saw classroom on Saturday. We're going to try and do them every week for beginner scrollers, advanced, intermediate, and advanced scrollers as well. Anybody can join. There's a fee for it. You just need to scroll saw material. We'll send you the pattern. We'll send you the link. Come on with us, and we'll walk you through everything you need to know about scroll sawing. So today, the pattern I'm doing is the pattern that we're doing on the show, but I decided to do mine in acrylic. So I use white and red and black acrylics for mine. So I'll be cutting out the background for this. Shay already has a picture of hers up on her site. So I'll be doing this, then I'll be working on some more of my glass candlestick. So if anybody's got any questions, comments, inquiries, whatever, let me know. I'll answer them for you.
Shay's just jumped in, said, hey.
Hey, Shay.
Where? My chat's not even showing up. What's going on with that?
I don't know. It's not
I got
showing
nothing in my
live
chat at all.
In
It's on the
StreamYard.
YouTube live chat. It's just dropped up.
Let me open up my YouTube then. I'll see what's going on over there.
There
It's
she
just
is.
popped up now. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, see, that's the delay I got on mine. Yeah, I
Just
think
showed
it's
up in the StreamYard.
23-second delay. See, I could open up all three and or just go on one, but
I can relay the YouTube version if you like, mate.
so like I said, so when you're cutting vinyl, when you're cutting vinyl records or acrylic or Lexan or whatever brand name you want to call it, plexiglass or polycarbonate materials, plastic, basically. When you're cutting plastic, lower your speed down a bit, because otherwise your plastic will melt. You'll actually melt through your plastic, and it'll melt itself back together behind your blade, which you don't want, because then you got to recut backwards to get it all out. Now, when you're working with a spiral blade, it's not that big of a deal, but it's actually easier just to lower your speed down a bit more, and then you'll end up with all these little chippies, and I'll show you those in a second when I change cameras here. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Is the camera on? Come on. I know you want to go on. Well, I see my light on for it.
There it is.
Come on.
Now we can see your fingers.
There we go. Okay, so you'll end up with all these little bits and pieces of red. I'm going to call it plastic dust, but they're actually little pieces of plastic that come out of your saw. So, like I said, you want to lower your speed down a bit. So this is going to take a little bit longer than it should, because I'm not Shay, and I don't cut like a demon.
Well, she said she'll be right back.
Yeah, apparently she's cutting right now, and she's trying to do one full cut. What'd she say she was doing? She's trying to go start to finish on one full pattern on a video. So this is actually kind of monotonous. I'll probably just go halfway, and then I'll switch over to something else, because I don't. It feels too much like production work when I do the same thing over and over and over.
You mean like that fret work for the candlestick holders or candle holders?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing next.
Right.
Because I got to finish that up too.
Right.
And the thing with the acrylic and spiral blades, the same as when you're dealing with wood. If you don't cut to your line, you can always go back and sand into it after.
Yeah, I know you use spirals for about everything, but on flat blades,
I use spirals for everything.
Okay, whatever. But I found for myself that once I get the waste out of the space, if I have like that entry hole where you might have the entry hole in the middle of the waist, but when you go over to the line and around and come back on the line, you have that little notch in there. If I spin mine around the other way to where I'm pushing the right side of my blade against that edge, a lot of times I can just kind of sand it off almost, or grind it off. instead of actually cutting it with the front of the teeth. That was my 2 cents.
Or your 2 cents is better than no sense, right?
Right?
Now remember, there's no stupid questions, only stupid answers. I got a lot of stupid answers I can give a lot of people.
I was going to say, I hope that wasn't a stupid answer I gave, but that's just what I found with the flat blade side. Hello, Larry. Larry's in the house.
G'day, Larry. How you going, mate?
Hello, Larry. Larry's in the house.
Somebody's got to mute their YouTube though.
Yep, just did that. Sorry, my bad.
That's that delay that we have, eh?
Yeah, I was trying to do that when you were doing the intro, and I finally got it though. I thought that's what you were kind of looking puzzled about at first, but I guess
No, it's because it. Yeah. Hey, Larry, did you got your music box done yet? So I was talking to Shay about a big project I want to get started on, besides my dragon egg. That I want to try and do one big project a year, like one huge project. Okay, let's call it a huge project, because every project's big, right? So let's call it a huge project. I told her I was looking at trying to do a stained glass window. It'll probably end up being 6 feet tall, but I'll do several saw out a nice to do. I was thinking mandala pattern, mandala, fancy Indian art.
Oh yeah.
Larry says no, he has to plane some more wood, but he's got half of Charles' big one on the line.
Yeah, I saw that over on Charles' show when I was over there. You do, and you can't skip projects, man. If you start one, you got to finish it. Oh.
Says who? I'm gonna half a dozen.
Otherwise, you're gonna have like John and have freaking 20 half-done projects on your shelf. Well, it's like I was telling Russ last week or so. So when I get rid of the shelving in my shop here, I'll finish all these projects up and maybe Carrie can start selling them.
So what's your outlet for sales then? Etsy or through your own website?
Well, I'm working on trying to get my site done through Steve Nealon.
Yeah.
To start talking to him a couple years ago about it, but just haven't gotten into it. Because it's all going to be in American funds, which is freaking twice as what Canadians charge.
Yeah.
But it's still cheaper than going down and seeing a web designer and having a webmaster, blah blah blah, and everything else, right? because he deals with everybody all the time, and basically they're just like the same templates, just change some stuff around on them. Then I don't have to worry about coding and freaking HTMLs and everything like that. He takes care of it all, right?
Yeah, I dig it. All right, so we've got JJE's just joined us and Harmel Media.
Speaking of the
Hey,
devil,
JJ and Steve, we're just talking about Steve.
hey JJE,
Because I know Shay was telling me the other day that Steve took over her web page, and it actually took a lot of stress off of her now.
Mm.
Oh, see, there she is again. She's talking about people that come in. So Russ Meadows. So Nick and Stace over at the Flaming Turner and Stace Makes. Start talking about them now too.
I'm tempted to shoot the PMs telling them to jump in real quick.
Yeah, just send them the link. Send them the link, it'll come on the panel.
Yeah, so my daughter Alex has written a novel and she's selling that through her own website as well. But the website manages the shop and everything. I guess it's like having a web manager, but it's all pre-built. Like you say, just it's a template. You just bolt things on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it works the same way with projects and whatnot that you've done. Managing an online
I know the way
store.
Steve does it. Steve basically does it so it's set up like a Dropbox. You just drop stuff into it, then he'll throw it up on the site, right? Into whatever categories and stuff, as far as I know.
Yep. But he manages each page individually, though, does he?
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, Larry, I know they're on the other show, so I was going to steal them from over there.
Yeah, JJ, I noticed that too. He reckons the saw arm looks funky when you're cutting. When I first started watching this, scroll saw is working as well. It's the frame rate versus the oscillation rate gives some really cool effects sometimes. Steve says he's managing about 100 sites at the same time, at the moment. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll keep you busy. It's a good thing. Shay says you're all driving Steve crazy.
Where's my knife? The Look how pretty that red is. Ooh. Oh, that's the hole I forgot. I know I drilled a hole in this, but I changed bits after I did this one. I only got halfway through.
Larry says he has to have about 10 jobs going at once to keep himself out of trouble.
Oh, is that what it is? That sounds like an excuse, not a reason, though. I'm surprised Shay's here. Surprised she's not out shoveling the driveway because there's so much snow.
I told her that earlier when their internet was down. I was like, well, then you can go out and shovel the snow off your walk.
She's already shoveled it twice.
Yeah, see, most people would just let it snow and then do it one shot with a snowblower.
Larry says
So how
his
much-
reasoning. Sorry.
The reason is to keep saying. So Shay,
Yeah.
how much snow have you actually had? Like total today, snow. And don't say 3 inches either. Because I can't believe they closed the school for that.
Not for up there, I can't. Down here, if it sticks in half an inch, our schools are all closed. But we ain't used to snow.
Why?
Why? Because of the fact we ain't used to it.
Why?
And we got a bunch of mountainous roads down here. Now, up in Iowa, it wasn't such a big deal. I mean, I went to school. It was up to 8 inches, just shy of 12 at times. We were still going to school. But it also depends
Come on,
on what's
Shay.
underneath of that snow. That's the part that kicks you in the butt.
Shay's had 12 inches today?
And
Lucky
still
girl.
snowing.
Yeah, but it's not pack snow. It's just stick. It's light, fluffy snow. What?
He just got told to shut it.
That ain't real snow.
She said it's been heavy snow, not light snow.
Is it snowman snow? Or is it broom off the car snow?
Just do like my neighbor does. He's out there, like I said, he's out there 2 or 3 times a day with his leaf blower, just getting rid of all the snow. Doesn't matter how thick it is. Leaf blower gets rid of it all. It's a powerful leaf blower, by the way.
What is it, Tim Taylor leaf blower? One of those
Pretty
Benford
much. I
2000s?
think it's honestly, I think it's a Poulin.
A Poland?
Yeah, Poulin, the chainsaw.
Yeah. Hello, Alan.
Alan would like to know.
Nah, let's just say, yeah, it's a steel.
On top of your scroll saw.
No, that's been asked already. I'm not going to answer that again. No, Alan. what let me finish this cut and I'll explain to you what it is for. It's my green screen.
So he can make his project look like whatever he wants them to instead of what they actually are that he's trying to cut.
Well, because the thing is, I was actually lazy one day and didn't feel like making a zero clearance insert. Laziness. Now, the best way to make a zero clearance insert, honestly, is with a pop bottle. Just cut a circle out of the edge of a pop bottle. 2 liters work best though. Cut a circle out of your pop bottle and tape it on over your, like, just put a center hole in it and just tape it on your table for zero clearance around your blade. Now, I was lazy one day and I basically just put tape, the green tape, over my hole because the letters I was doing were only about a half inch big and I didn't want them dropping down and going into my dust collection below it. So I basically just put green tape across there in 2 different directions, and that's why it made me a nice zero clearance insert in there. That's all it's for. But like I could scrape it all off and put. That's what I should do. I should scrape it all off and have a clear Coca-Cola bottle or whatever, zero clearance insert on there. Then I'll just tape that on when I do my cutting for small stuff. That's all it's for.
Why don't you make a secondary table out of acrylic?
Oh my God, no. A secondary table. Actually, do you know what I was actually thinking about doing? I was actually thinking about milling out a hole because talk amongst yourselves. Give me 1 second.
Just like a router table plate where you slip a new bit in and then you put the little clearance plate over the top.
Yeah. That could be done. I've seen that done quite a bit. Both with plexiglass or a thin wood, just have a top go on there and drill you a hole big enough to get your blade up and through.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying about just having if he gets a bit of acrylic and just drills a tiny little hole that's got 0.5 millimeter clearance around his blade, you can just slip that over the top of the blade, stick it down to his bench top, and he's good to go.
I was going to say he uses human hairs to cut his wood with anyways, but he drills a 16th hole. So all you have to do is take a piece of acrylic, size it up, drill him a 16th through there, and he's good to go. Be like sticking it through the bottom of his work.
Now, what I should do is I have a box of these insert plate bandsaw.
Oh yeah.
So what and when I get them, they're solid all the way across, right? So what I should do is mill out this circle plate that'll actually fit these. Then I can slot those in there. Just drill 1 hole in for my blade. That's what I should do. See, thanks, Alan. I got something else to do now.
His brain never stops.
I'm going to add that to my list of stuff that I should do, but I won't do because I get sidetracked with everything else. Thanks, Alan. Hey, you gonna
Thanks,
what? Alan, you got any projects you're working on right now, or what?
Hey, Jason Rischelhoff is in.
Hey, Jason, are you gonna be at the virtual scroll saw demo this weekend on Saturday? If I had her website handy with me right now, I would actually throw it up in there on the site so that Shake put it up there. If you're still
Well, you didn't give me no wrench, so I can't do it. I'll just sit back.
Old Shay's got a wrench. She can put her own website up.
Oh, Steve could do it too, I suppose. Wait, does Steve have a wrench? I don't know.
Here we go. Inspired by shaylee.com.
See, because I know Jason, around Christmas, Jason wanted to do some one-on-one tutorials with me. See, you snooze, you lose. You could have gotten him for free. Now you got to pay for him. Aha.
Jason said he's working on Saturday.
And Steve says, no, I don't have a wrench.
Well, we can't all be lucky like Shay.
Indy Mike's in. G'day, mate.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, Mike, how's it going today?
Alan says he's going to do
Justin.
some small crosses for his grandson. Sorry, go ahead.
Through the courts. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I keep asking Jay about all this Australian wildlife and what he's not seen. So have you ever seen any cassowaries or like any dingoes and big reds? And
Not in the wild. We get a lot of grey kangaroos in the wild out here, but they end up as roadkill on the highway.
What about those? Have you seen those quokkas?
Only in captivity, never in the wild.
Because they're endangered, aren't they? The cutest animal in the world.
I know, right? The only thing in Australia that can't kill you. It wants to, but it can't.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was reading up on platypus, and like, oh, look how cute they are. Oh, they're so cute and cuddly. Yeah, except the males will kill you.
That big hook on, yeah. Yeah, they're not kidding. Everything here is lethal, mate. But
Turbine heat. Jeepers, take a hike in the snowbank. Dave, what are you talking about?
Hello, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Sorry about that, Justin. That threw me off for a sec.
It's all right. Now, most of the wildlife we have here wants to stay away from you more than anything. You really only get yourself in trouble if you corner it or get it into a situation where it can't run.
Well, Steve Irwin made it sound a lot more dangerous than that. The same with Bear Grylls and all those Survivor guys that are, oh, we're living out in the outback. Oh, look at that.
Steve
They'll kill
Irwin
you.
made a living from that. That's how he made his living. It was in his interest to make it appear more dramatic than it really is.
I think those there's two brothers. I can't even remember the name of the show. There's two brothers. They go around. They find the most dangerous animals to bite them.
The Leyland brothers? No, they were.
I think so. I can't remember their name. But there's
old
two brothers.
school.
They go around and huge YouTube following, everything else. Oh, there's another guy. His name's Coyote something or other. They travel around the world, try and find the dangerous spiders and bees and everything else to bite them. Oh, let's take two strikes off this one. You know, like the those red what are those red ants you got in Australia? What are those?
Army ants.
Yeah, they're like army ants, but they're like killer army ants. They spit the venom out of their mouths. The soldier ants do. See, I can't remember. Bullet ants.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, ball ant. I haven't seen the red ones. We've got like big It must be quarter-inch black ants out here. You don't want to, they'll bite you. They're about the only things that don't run from you. They run at you.
Get scorpions down there too?
Haven't seen one. I can't say yes or no. I don't spend much time out in the desert.
Isn't the desert just out your back door?
That's Jay.
Isn't the desert just out back? That's a good one.
I spend more of my time in the country, rolling hills, cows, meadows.
Oh, where all the lamb are? No, that's New Zealand. Never mind.
Yeah, the sheep's is New Zealand, otherwise known as the red light district.
The red light district.
But I like to get out on the bike and just ride the back roads out through the hills. That's my idea of fun.
We got a feed store just up from our shop, and they're always advertising livestock fences and livestock gates. And the other day they put up, come and check out our new sheep and goat equipment. I'm thinking all I can picture is Velcro gloves and rubber boots, right? I'm like, that's so wrong to think about that. And then I started thinking about my mom's family history, because they're from her family's from Scotland, but they're lowland Scotland.
Yep.
And they used to steal the sheep from the Highlanders and bring them down to the lowland. I'm like, wonder what they used to do with all them sheep.
Gets mighty cold up there and mighty lonely.
Exactly.
Back it up.
Yeah. Hey, what are you stealing our sheep for? We need them.
No, I'm afraid where I live, it's pretty much in suburbia, and the most dangerous creatures I have to deal with are the magpies on a regular basis. And the redback spiders.
The redback squirrel.
Spiders.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a lot of those, but they're seasonal. We just let the chooks out. That tidies them up quite nicely.
Yeah, see, and up here where I live, we got to worry about cougars or mountain lions, black bears, grizzlies, wolves, moose. They freaking run through town, freaking destroying vehicles.
The moose and hippopotamus, the two creatures you never would have thought of as being like so dangerous to humans, that they are.
Oh yeah, like moose are really aggressive, eh?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like when you see movies and pictures of moose, you know, it's look, it's a moose. Well, they call them swamp donkeys, right? And they basically look like skinny cows. Only problem is, what they don't tell you is that the average bull moose at the shoulder is about 12 feet tall, and their rack on their head is about 5-6 feet wide. And when you see a moose coming down the road towards you, you get off the road. Like moose have the right of way.
It's like a bus coming at you.
Yeah, like you don't want to be charged by a moose. Well, like you can see them for kilometers running across the fields, and the second it steps foot on the road is the second that you meet it at the road. You're like, oh, I've seen him for so long too.
Howdy, Mac.
Yeah, Mac Pierce is in the house.
Yeah, I'm talking about racks. talking about racks.
Yeah, David says, well, the smut level is about on par with Charles's show tonight.
Really?
And then Dave says, Mac, are you cheating too? We're all cheating tonight.
No, Blair's back.
Here he is, guy Blair.
Howdy.
Howdy,
Hi, Blair.
howdy, Blair.
Oh, that's what fell. Ah, crap. Yeah, give me a
Jay
second.
was rebuilding his tailstock, and something happened, and he never came back.
Okay, oh, here he is. He's back now. I just flicked over to have a quick look. He's just come back from the look of it.
Oh, yeah?
That's
Is he all right, Jeff?
I don't know. It's just him and Dr. Bob on screen at the moment. So, all well.
I know sometimes he'll just leave to go get something, especially if the rest of us are talking, or he may get frustrated.
See, like here's a baby moose skull. He's only about 3 years old, right, when he died. He got hit by a car, so I just picked the skull up from the side of the road. Like that's a huge head
That's
for a
huge.
3-year-old.
It is.
Like his bottom jaw here. His bottom jaw here. Where's my tape measure? Right there it is.
Yeah.
So his bottom jaw is
It's as big as your
18
arm.
inches. Yeah, his bottom jaw is 18 inches long, and his antlers are destroyed because he was laying in the grass, and the ants actually ate all the felt off of the antlers. But I guarantee you, being 3 years old, this is 26 or 30 inches across right now,
That's
and this is just a
amazing.
baby.
And so
Like,
all
that's
the
just a
soft
baby
tissue at the
moose.
front of the nose and everything's missing, obviously, as well. So does
Yep.
the jawbone show the full length of the face, or does it go further than that even?
Pretty much, there's the back of his jawbone right there, and then you got his neck that comes out of there, right, and his hump on the back, and then down from there. But I actually had this is almost a full complete skeleton on the side of the road, and I know I picked up some of the backbones and a couple of the leg bones, and they were just massive.
That's amazing.
But it's just a baby moose.
I was going to say, that's about the size of the full-size steer head I got in here, or cow head.
Yeah, exactly. The one you showed me the other day.
Yeah, John Naves is in it. Howdy, John.
Hey, Mr. Nave. See, we're getting a full panel in here. We just got to give him some time.
That's it. Yeah, right. So they have the black widow spiders and brown recluse spiders, rattlesnakes, different types, water moccasins, coral snakes, ground rattlers. Whereabouts is that, Larry?
That sounds like everything out my back door. I got some black bears out here too.
We got rattlesnakes up here too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was me and Carrie went for a drive, and there's a sign at one cliff. It says snow crossing. It was just the weirdest sign you'd ever see. It was just the weirdest sign you'd ever see because it had rattlesnake crossing and the snowmobile, or watch for rattlesnakes and the snowmobile crossing on the same sign. Looks like up north in Yellowknife and Whitehorse, in the wintertime, they basically drive skidoos down the streets instead of cars and trucks.
Yeah, I seen that in first episode of Ice Road Trucking.
Ice Road Truckers, yeah.
Yep.
When they all hung out at the Monkey Jungle Cafe.
Yeah, with Polar Bear and the Blue Parrot.
Yep.
What the hell was his name? Oh, I can't think of it now.
Those are other names.
I got
Names.
Polar Bear and never mind. I'll go back to scrolling.
Oh, is that why you're so quiet? Is you're working?
Yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot.
That's why Shay's so quiet.
Hello, Midnight.
Why is Blair so quiet?
Just
Why is Blair
chilling.
so quiet? Are you eating still?
No,
Oh,
just
chilling.
Did
YouTube
you
and
get your
chilling.
belly so fat that it's pulling your eyelids closed? Blair,
Sorry, what's that?
I said, did you get so fat? Did you get your belly so fat that skin pulling your eyelids closed?
No, I'm getting skinny, man.
That's what my grandfather always said. I ate so much, the skin over my stomach's pulling my eyelids closed.
Yeah.
And Grandma was fussed.
Yeah, John Naves is up in Sudbury to the Sioux. There's snowmobile roads next to the actual roads. Yeah, they got them up here too. And Midnight Joker says the Jodie Foster lookalike on Ice Road Truckers is pretty cute.
Oh, that's
There's a couple new girls on there now. I haven't seen it for a couple seasons because I don't watch cable. But every time I'm out of town, I'll catch it once in a while. There's a couple of new female truckers on there.
I
Yeah, the
didn't
original
even
one
know that
was,
was still going.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa. Yep. I would have thought of her name after 5 minutes.
I don't know why I thought of hers, and I can't think of anybody else's. I can picture everybody's face, but I can't think of anybody else's name. Except for, what was Montana's name? Daryl. The one that passed away in an accident, I think, down here in the States. Hugh, that's right, John. Hugh Rollins was the polar bear.
Because I know my brother-in-law, let me call him my god brother, my godmother's son, up in Yellowknife. 2 doors down from him lives Alex Debekorski, like the Christian Ice Road trucker.
Yeah,
and I was working up there when I was working actually in Fort Providence, about 3 hours south. And the boss said, "Yeah, I need you to run up the Yellowknife to do a service call." Like, yeah, okay, it's 3 hours away. Yeah, go up there anyway. The go down to the airstrip, and the airplane will meet you. There's delivery pickup too. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go up there, and I had to wait like 2 hours for the plane to show up. So I went and saw my godbrother, and he's like, "Oh, Alex is in town. Let's go see Alex." So we went over to Alex's house and said, "Hey, Alex, how's it going? Hey, yeah, you just had a book put out. Can I get a signed copy for my wife? She really likes you." "Oh, yeah." So he got me a copy, and then my helper wanted a copy. Made him pay $50 for the book for an autographed copy. He's a pretty cool guy, though.
Hey, Shay.
Actually, I know I got a picture of him on my my Facebook page as well, somewhere. Well, it's 6 years ago, though.
So
But I know Shay knows.
Sorry.
Go on. Sorry, Justin.
Is it the Great Slave Lake that freezes over? Is it where the whole show's based?
Yeah, Great Slave Lake. That's like 4 hours from me.
Yeah.
No, ice road
they're-
truckers
they're-
gone all over Canada and up into Alaska too.
Okay.
Yeah, they go all the way up now. But I know Shane, the Delius Ketchup guys. Yeah, Shade, you got to work tomorrow, or is it snowed out too? I got to work regardless, because this is Canada. Canada doesn't shut down because of a little bit of snow.
Yeah, when I first moved down to Arkansas from Iowa, they said that it snows a little bit down here, but it'll melt by the next day. Man, the first snow they had down here was 20 inches. And I thought, around here, an inch will shut down the town. That 20 inches lasted about 3 days. I was like, good grief. But I made money because I found a guy out on the highway that was plowing out parking lots and had him come down to the restaurant that we owned, and he plowed out ours. Well, then he hired me to go help him do sidewalks and stuff like that around where he was plowing out the parking lots.
Cool.
Yeah.
One thing living up in Iowa is that it would snow and you're like, oh man, yeah, no school today. And you get up and watch the news and look for your school to be closed. No, you still got school. Crap.
Unbelievable.
No, we've only ever had snow once that I can remember. It snowed for 2 days.
Shut down the country for that?
Well, they didn't shut anything down. We all just took the day off. Because it was such a rare thing.
Same
We thought,
thing.
bugger it. Yeah, we just won't go in. Rang my boss, said I can't come in. Why not? It's snowing. He said, so what? I said, have you seen the elevation I live in? I couldn't get out of town if I tried.
Bet you the pubs were busy though.
See, I know we had when I was in school in Ontario, I think it was grade 10. So in 1988, we had some Australians that got posted from Australia to our training base in Ontario, and he brought his kids with him. And it was the first time they'd ever seen snow in their life. And one of them was 18, and the other one was like 14. And we had a regular snow, probably like 30 inches of snow, and then just kept snowing. And they're like, "What is going on with this?" We're like, "Oh, it's a regular day."
Yeah.
They're like, "Does it ever stop?" We're like, "Yeah, when spring hits." Yeah, they'd never seen snow. It was unbelievable.
I'd love that.
We're like, "What do you mean you've never seen snow?"
Yeah. It's not that common down here.
Jeff, what's your highest elevation down in Australia?
Mount Kosciuszko,
that'd be
as far as I'm aware, tallest mountain, or if you're talking about just generally.
No, I'm talking tallest mountain.
Yeah, Kosciuszko, I'm pretty sure, is our tallest.
That's those red mountains, isn't it?
Great Dividing Range.
Yeah.
Now the Red Mountains, isn't that Red Rock? And I'm not being smarty. I'm being about right, or being serious.
I don't know. Just looking it up myself, even with Kosciuszko is just a bit over 2 kilometers tall, 7,000 feet. So it's not even that big by comparison, I don't reckon, to the Rockies and the Andes and all that.
Blair just popped out. Maybe he pulled a Cade and hit the wrong button. Now, when I was down there in Catherine, Northern Territory, and we
Mhm.
flew over Ayers Rock, and that was
Yep.
sweet. The red plateau, and
Yeah.
to sit there. Of course, I was strapped in and towards the front, but they had the doors open in the back, and you just to watch it, it was just awesome.
Yeah, Uluru, at some different times of the day, it actually changes color, and it's really pretty. You could just sit there all day and just watch it. Goes
Yeah,
through
but it ain't
red
got nothing.
into big purples.
It ain't got
Hey?
nothing on the Northern Lights though.
No, I want to see them so bad.
Right. All right, Larry.
Well, if it
says,
wasn't cloudy out right
John-
now, I could probably show them to you. Yeah, he said I'm cutting in and out. Did the
Yeah.
sound fixed though?
so
Yeah, it's
far.
better now than it was before.
Yeah, our the Northern Lights are pretty much all winter long here, like every night.
Oh man! All right.
It's like,
That's it.
The lights are out. It's like, whatever, it's just lights. Well, it's like you guys, it's a kangaroo, big deal. It's like a deer. Yeah, for us, be like, oh, look at the kangaroo. Let's go hop in his belly.
Yeah. Yeah, go rub its belly. Go on.
I was surprised.
You're
when I
telling
seen
me
y'all.
like you're telling me as a kid you didn't want to just jump in the belly of a kangaroo? Like that'd be awesome just to try and do it though. Yeah, there's a lot of things that native people to their country take for granted, right? Like us, okay, Northern Lights, whatever, Northern Lights, big deal. That happens every day. Who cares, right?
Yeah, you've heard all your life.
Yeah, and same with snow. Like snow, big deal. It's minus 40. No big deal. That's probably minus 50. Yeah, right. But yet, Celsius, and but yeah, for you'd be up here like, go, oh my god, look at the lights. I'm like, yeah, they're lights. Yeah, yeah. They'll be back tomorrow. No big deal.
From what I've read, like I was under the impression that they were fairly rare. That you had to go out at just like you'd be lucky if you went up there for a week to see them once.
Oh no, they're out like all the time. It more depends on how cold it is, right? It depends on how cold it is and how windy it is.
All right, Larry's off to bed. See you, mate.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool
Yeah,
when
Larry.
you're flying in a plane. When you're flying in a plane back up here and you see them, that's pretty cool because you're like, oh, let's fly through the Aurora. Let's fly right through them. It's pretty cool.
Can you, or is it like a rainbow where it's always just over there somewhere?
Yeah, it's like a rainbow.
Okay.
It'd be fun trying to go through it though.
It'd be grouse if you could.
Minus 15 in Calgary. Let's see. And I am 9 hours north of him, and I'm minus 23 here. And for Jameson and the rest of you out in the American crowd there, it's minus 9 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, anything below 60 for me is cold anymore.
Yeah. 8 degrees, 9 degrees. That's pretty cold here. That's 15, 16. That's when I'll take my jumper off. You guys would be like 0. Oh, that's nothing. It's not even worth putting a jacket on.
Well, it's like it was lunchtime at high school. I'm driving down the road. It's minus 24. Gee, birds are like, what?
You-
Idiots.
Sorry, mate, you're breaking up again.
It was lunchtime. We were driving down the road, and all these kids were in t-shirts and shorts, like
Yeah.
right after gym class. Yeah, it was minus 24 out.
What do you do? Just eat butter all day just to stay warm?
Yeah.
Like high fat content.
You gotta chew on the whale oil. Gotta chew on the whale oil and moose fat and beaver blubber and beaver tails are high in fat content. They'll put a lot of meat on your body in no time. Take a beaver, cut his tail off, slice down the side of it, or slice down the center, and then inside of it to basically butterfly it, right? And then just grill it. Oh, it's so good. It's basically all fat.
I guess that'd be like my wife's family down in Louisiana cooking up big old turtles and stuff. Some loggerhead turtles.
Turtles aren't for cooking and eating. They're for pets.
Not loggerheads. I'll take a red deer or a snapper, but not a loggerhead. They're like dinosaurs.
Meat comes from the supermarket wrapped in plastic. Animals are for looking at.
There's a lot of people that would disagree with you up here. They got to go out and get they got to go out and get at least their one moose and their 3 deer, their 3 bull deer or mule deer, and their bull elk, their 1 caribou, their 20 fish, and they'll be happy.
Does that do them for the season?
Yep. Got to fill up the freezer. Oh, and they're 6 geese. They're Canadian geese.
Heads up. You ever had wallaby stew?
Wallaby stew? No. I've had kangaroo steak. I've had crocodile, but not wallaby.
I guess that must be more of a northern thing.
Must be. Yeah.
Because I don't think we've seen a lot of wallabies up there. We didn't see a whole lot of kangaroos, and if we did, they were small. So it's probably different in territories.
It is, yeah. The big ones tend to be outback.
Right.
Yeah.
At the steakhouse.
Yeah, see, look at that blooming onion. Do you guys have steakhouses down there?
Steakhouse. I think the Lone Star tried to start something like that up in the late 80s, and it never really took off. They went bankrupt pretty quick.
Yeah, because Crocodile Dundee, what's his name, was promoting Outback Steakhouse. Yeah, Paul Hogan was promoting Outback Steakhouse, and you got to come to Outback Steakhouse, have a blooming onion, and it's this fancy deep fried onion. Oh, don't forget to grab a Foster's while you're here. Right? And that's like Outback Steakhouse is the Australian restaurants up in North America, right? Max got it right. There's a reason I eat bacon.
Yeah.
Gotta put some fat in my bunny. Fat in my belly. Get my belly.
You'd be running hot all the time. Nah, look, here it's just pubs. That's it. Hotels, pubs. You go in there and it's just regular pub food. Steaks, pies. Occasionally, if you're in a touristy place, you'll get the kangaroo and all that sort of jazz. But I hate to say it, but life is a lot more boring than people think. It's all very generic.
Well, it's like all the touristy areas up here, Jasper, Banff, Lake Louise, all those places, that the Queen comes and visits. You gotta stay at the Royal Windsor Hotel because the Queen stays here, right? But yet, as a regular Canadian, you go there and you see that it's a big tourist trap and everything is exorbitantly priced. But yeah, there's nice scenery that you can see for free, but you don't have to go there to see it. You can just go 10 minutes down the road and see the nice waterfalls here too, right?
Well, that's my style, mate. If I'm going to go touring and traveling somewhere, I'd rather just get the hell out of the cities and talk to the locals. The best time I had in Scotland was on the train on the way up there, just yakking with a couple of locals. They're a passionate people. They love their country, man.
Yeah.
America's got nothing on them.
I didn't go to Scotland, but I did deal with a lot of them when I was over in England, especially the second time around.
Yep.
I want to buy a castle just to say I own a castle.
You can buy a 1 foot square plot of land and be a lord.
I know. You can get a title and everything.
Yeah.
And then you buy two square feet of land to become an esquire. Buy 3 square feet of land to become a baron.
and then the clan in the foot of land next door to you declares war because you're encroaching on their territory.
Yeah, exactly. I demand a land survey. Yeah, the reason I'm home at the moment is because it's Australia Day here. Every day is Australia Day.
Australia Day, yeah. National holiday. We all get to be proud to be Australian. Most of us are just glad to have a day off work.
Right.
So what do you do on Australia Day? Throw some shrimp on the barbie and eat a drink of Foster's?
I'm positive we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we have.
For
Hey,
everybody
Paul,
who's not aware of it,
Paul,
Australian-
Crocodile Dundee can't be wrong. Come on.
For everybody else who may not be aware, Australians don't drink Foster's. We sell it to people overseas. It's crap.
Well, drank some Fosters up there in Catherine, and they were pretty good compared to the ones back here. That's for sure. But you're right. There are other craft beers from Australia that were a whole lot better than Foster's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very much so.
Well, if you come to Canada, you got to drink Molson Canadian.
We're going to have to put that on the list, I think, when travel starts opening up again, which probably won't be for another, couple of years.
Ooh, look at this fancy backer. Nice and shiny. Then I'll glue this onto. I'll glue that onto it. And I'll glue this in place. Then we can play tic-tac-toe. Look at that, Shay. Look how fancy that is. Look how bright it is. Ooh, ooh.
Max says if you go to Canada, you're crazy, and beer won't help.
You can come to Canada in our 1 week of summer. It's nice up there. It's nice up here then.
Hell no. I want to get up there and see the aurora. You got that in summer or what?
Yeah, we do. We got summer borealis. It's pretty much year round. I'm serious. It is better. It is better in the wintertime, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still got trains here too.
Trains here. Joker says that train from London to Glasgow is notorious. Half the Scots being drunk by the time the train gets to Preston, where they have to restock the bar. wouldn't surprise me. Glasgow's got a reputation. Wooden. Wood Den, I imagine. G'day,
Hey,
Woodden.
Dennis. How's
Yeah,
it
that's
going,
Dennis.
buddy?
Howdy, Dennis.
Oh, yeah, Wood Dennis. Clever.
Wood.
I
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Yeah, see, it's just playing words. Just enough.
Just enough.
We all got the coolest names for our companies.
Yeah, but you invented half of them, John.
You should have called yours Crikey. I'm down under.
God.
Crikey, look at that iguana. Steve Irwin and Paul Hogan ruined Australia for you guys. That's all I'm saying. Just the same way that Justin Trudeau just ruined Canada for everybody else. Like it's pretty much an ongoing joke that we all believe that Justin Trudeau is Castro's son.
Ooh.
Yeah, because at the time that his mom was a whore, and she cheated on Pierre Trudeau all the time. She wrote a what's her name? She wrote a book. She was actually a singer too, and at the time that Justin was born, turns out that they were doing a lot of dealings with Castro.
So right place, right time.
Yeah. Margaret Trudeau, but her maiden name. Yeah, so her maiden name was Margaret Sinclair, born Margaret Sinclair, and at the time, because the thing is, if you take a picture of Justin Trudeau and Castro, yeah, it could be his son.
Hello,
Oh, yeah.
Chris Nealon.
Hey,
So what you up to tonight, Dennis? Doing much of stuff, much of nothing, healing up, resting up.
John Naves, I imagine's changed his sign-in. He's now Naves Woodworking.
Yeah, that's over on YouTube.
Yep.
Like Justin Trudeau is pretty much an embarrassment for Canada because everywhere he goes, he acts like an idiot. He's been in the world news as like he's been in the world news as like, okay, this guy should not be representing your country. And the worst thing is, you got voted in twice.
Well, yeah, that's their job, mate. It's the only job a politician has, is to get himself elected. If you get any benefit from it.
But the thing is that before the polls are even closed in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, BC, you already know he won because of the population count in Ontario and Quebec and the Maritimes.
Yeah.
Dennis is just hanging out. Well, I hope you got clothes on, Dennis. Unless everything is hanging out.
Yeah, Mac, I don't think there's a country on this planet that's overly fond of their elected leaders, to be honest.
You could have. Well, we'll let Biden do his job and see how that turns out for the first year or so.
What do we got here?
Like, I don't have a problem giving somebody a chance, but when they screw up your economy, and then you guys vote them in again, that's the worst thing to do. That's funny, Dave. First 3 days, he screwed us bad. Yeah, well, you know, within the first 2 hours, Biden being in, he screwed Canada over. Cut off that XL pipeline. Canceled all the permits. Thousands of Canadians out of jobs. Best premier Alberta ever had was King Ralph.
King Ralph.
King Ralph. Ralph Klein. Best premier Alberta ever had. And because he was actually the first premier to give Alberta a premium. Like he canceled the deficit because everything was paid off, and there was such a surplus in Canada or in Alberta that every Albertan got a check for $300. And it wasn't so much, you know, oh yeah, it's $300, big deal. But the thing is because it was a surplus, and they didn't know what to do with the money, so they gave it back to Albertans. And then there was still such a huge surplus, and we got a second check for $600. It was free money. It was tax-free money. We didn't have to claim it or anything. And then he ran the province with a surplus for, I think it was 10 years. He was a premier for. He just kept getting in and again and again and again. And then when he retired, I can't remember who else got in. Who got in after Ralph Klein got out. First year, the next premier, deficit. I couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. Yeah, the province was doing so good that it made this heritage fund for all of Albertans, and which basically was a surplus for the seniors for their pensions and everything else. And like I said, the first premier after Ralph got out, it was into a deficit, and they used all that money on stupid crap. Oh, we got to build our schools, we got to build hospitals, we got to build infrastructure. No, you don't. It was fine just the way it was. Everybody was doing good.
I reckon that's how they end up just funneling money off to corporations and friends.
Yep.
More than anything, because we get that a lot of that talk here, and very little ends up actually happening. It all gets blown on committees and meeting and planning. lobby group. Actually having a look around at the map of Alberta at the moment, and I'm struggling to find anywhere that's high density population.
Where?
Anywhere in Alberta.
Canada or Calgary and Edmonton.
Uh-huh.
Calgary and Edmonton, they're the only two cities with international airports, and then halfway between Calgary and Edmonton. So Calgary to Edmonton is a 3-hour drive, and then halfway is Red Deer.
Yep.
And then that's about it. Then the next largest population I think would be Fort McMurray, and then Peace River and Grand Prairie. And that's about it. All the rest are really small towns, like towns and cities and stuff like that. Like our population here, we only have 63,000, I think it is.
Okay.
Good night, Dave.
No, Dave. Have a good one, mate.
Good night, Dave. But like for our land wise, we have a pretty small population compared to Ontario, for example, right?
Looks it.
There's way too many people in Ontario. Let me just change cameras here.
Max says he would say something about the population of Alberta, but he gives you enough hell about it without doing that.
It's enough out of there, buddy.
I might start doing some research on Airbnb then.
Airbnbs. There's a nice Airbnb in Golden, BC, actually. It's I give you the name for it. It's actually run by Carrie's brother and wife.
Oh yeah, okay. It's good to have contacts.
Yeah. Or if you really want, there's a room down in the basement. Finish up the bathroom down there.
Along with all this pig decor.
Yeah, my pig, my pigs, my bacon, and my German room.
So do I have to shovel all the skulls out of the way?
No, all the skulls are in my shop. Ontario's the only part you've been to, Mac. Yeah, see, I've been coast to coast 3 times. Vancouver Island's nice. Like I lived in northern Vancouver Island in Holberg. Well, because my dad was in the military, so Holberg, and then down in Victoria near Belmont Park. Drove across Canada. Went to see my uncle who was in the Navy in Nova Scotia. Moved back to BC. Moved to Ontario, and then I joined the military. Then I went to Nova Scotia. Then I was back in Alberta. But when we were in Ontario, we did a lot of traveling, and then when I got out, I had a job in Edmonton in Alberta, and then a job out in Nova Scotia. And then we went to New Brunswick and Quebec to do signs. So, and then back to Alberta, and then I've done signs in every province across Canada except Nunavut, which is our new province, our new territory, and then BC, PI, Newfoundland. I haven't been out there.
I've been to Nova Scotia, landed there, got refueled.
Yeah, Nova Scotia, nice. In Greenwood.
Then I've been to, it was Anchorage when we left out of here. Or no,
Alaska.
on our way back. Yeah, which I understand. But for being up north.
Oh, from China. From China,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Okinawa.
Yeah, that was part of the Aleutian War in the Aleutian Islands. So it's just outside Alaska there when because the U.S. was busy over in Germany with Hitler back then, and then there was a Canadian Corps that went to the Aleutian Islands to try and build all the trenches and stuff to hold back the Japanese before the Americans went up there. And one of my uncles wrote a book about the Aleutian War, and a lot of people actually don't know about it, about Canada's part in that. But I know down in when I was in the military down in Wainwright, we had a lot of English, a lot of Scots, a lot of Australians. There was actually an Australian contingent, Batsu contingent in from Australia in Wainwright at the training base there.
Okay.
Because Canada basically says, in exchange for submarines, for example, Canada will buy the submarines off of the English. And then basically, instead of paying them, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you can just use our training bases to train your soldiers in." Chris, that's funny. Honeymoon in PI 1984. Pretty place, not much to do. 9 months later, had a son. There's not much to do in PI. You can go see Anna Green Gables Museum and then go pick some potatoes. That's about it. A lot of nice beaches there, though. We got a lot of nice beaches in Canada. We even got beaches we even got beaches at our lakes inland.
Yeah, I was going to say you've got a hell of a lot of water there. You've got a lot of coast.
Yeah, we got a lot of coast. We got about just as much coastline as you guys do, if not more.
Oh, more. I'd say much more. You got to think about how. Sorry.
No, go on. You got to think about how
convoluted the north of Canada is.
Yeah, exactly. Up in Baffin Island, well, even on the west coast too, where the Haida and the Beothuk tribes are, the Indian tribes, right up the coast, and that's where all the famous totem poles come from. And there's all these islands out there. Even up in northern Ontario, you got Thousand Islands. It's the dressing, right? And there's probably over 10,000 lakes in Ontario alone.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Probably because it's my stream, Chris. Probably because it's my stream, and it's I got a crappy internet feed right now because it's so cold out.
Well, you got satellite internet, or is it
No,
wire cable?
I got fiber optic because they changed it. They changed it out. They actually changed out our coax cable about 3 years ago to fiber optic. But there's so many problems with it up here because there's only one distributor for it up here.
Right.
Whereas down in Edmonton, 5-hour drive south, there's 8 different freaking companies down there that you can get that are all running off everything, satellite and fiber optic and everything else. I stuck the landline inside the house.
That's part of my job is putting up the poles and the structures for so that they can come back through and put the fiber up for the internet, the phone, and cable.
There was a meme going around about a year ago. People were asking, "What is this tower? Why is it here? What is it for?" We're all like, "That's a satellite tower. It's radio. That's a radio tower. You've never seen it before?" No, I never noticed it. It's just this big red and white tower on the side of the road with these big things on the side of it. Like, yeah, that's a radio tower, man. That's all in there. You're from what? Yeah, explains it. Usually they're inside buildings. You don't even notice them. Okay, guys, I've had a long, cold day outside. So I'm going to call her to quits.
Wrap it up. All right, man. It's been fun chatting.
Yeah, like, whenever I have a live, you can come on. It's not a big deal because all we do is sit and chat. That's about it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Talk about stupid stuff, and look at you. Look at you. You're doing research now. See, but like, honestly though, where I am in Grand Prairie, I'm half hour from the BC border. Jameson, have you ever heard of Beaver Lodge? There used to be an air base up there. It used to be part of the Dew Line as well. It used to be part of the Dew Line, and then they got rid of the big satellite domes, the big golf domes that were up there before LiDAR came in, right? And then so there's a museum out there. There used to be an American Air Force base there. We're part of the Dew Line. There's a lot of old bases that are still part of the Dew Line. You can still go and visit. Chatwin. They have the international carving festivals down there once a year, and like we're talking about carving competitions, and like in Chatwin, Alberta, they keep all the previous year's winners on display in front of the Tours Bureau, and then all down the street, all the businesses sponsor and buy all the carvings from previous years. Like, it's just amazing. Just you could walk for hours looking at all these chainsaw carvings.
Wow.
Nice. And they're not just like, look it's a bear, look it's an eagle. These are like predator and octopuses and whales and like turtles and sea life and everything else. It's like they're amazing.
I love it.
Like, if you Google Chatwin chainsaw carvings, you can actually view CHETWYND Chatwin chainsaw carvings. You can actually view them like right on the page. And these are like international competitors that travel all over the world doing these chainsaw carvings. And like you just looking at them, you'd be like, "Nah, I wasn't done with a chainsaw." But if you go down and watch them, it's like, holy cow!
Yeah, I've seen some down here that are pretty spectacular too.
Yeah, just looking at the image gallery, it's amazing.
Like, see that one? Like, that's amazing.
Oh yeah,
it's like a demon eating. It's like a demon eating skulls, right? It's like. But like you just walk down the street and they're all on display, like from previous years. Like they're just amazing.
Cool. The praying mantis is going to be.
Me and Carrie, we're like this one. It's two tortoises having sex, eh? And like part of the guideline is that you only get one trunk of red cedar to work with, so everything that extends off of that, like the arms and the antlers and antennas, is all still off that one trunk, eh?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing going down there.
Gaining rank as I carve this out or cut this out.
Is that your new rank? That's corporal in Canada.
Yeah, that's what it is here too. Except for we would have the rifles underneath. I just ain't cut them out yet. Everything
All
from
right, guys. Well,
Lance Corporal on up's
Go
got
on.
rifles. I said
Is that 'cause
everything
you
from
have to
Lance
have-
Corporal.
is that because you have to have like some marksman behind you, or what? Like marksman courses and stuff like that, or
Well, that's part of it.
that's just part of the standard rank, though.
It's part of the standard rank insignia, but at least when I was in, every Marine, no matter what their position, had to be a rifleman first, then their job second. So it didn't matter if you were a postal clerk, you had to be a rifleman first, then a postal clerk.
Ah, got to protect that mail.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, like I said, we're gonna call it now. So thanks for being on the panel, Blair. Thanks if you're still if you're there, Blair. Thanks for being on the panel too. Thanks for being in the chat, and have a good night. And we'll see you later, probably tomorrow. You never know.
Right.
All right.
Good night, y'all.
Catch you next time. See you guys.
Because I just go on when I go on. Don't matter to me.